Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Bulldog 101 here. Today I want to talk about a very sensitive topic, and it's a topic that most people might not want to hear, most people haven't considered, but I know in the most perspective of most people it is a genuine problem. Most people have considered actually thinking of a fix for the problem, and the problem being is that the Battlefield community as we know it is coming to an end. Now some people might say no, it's not coming to an end, but inspector of the competitive community, a lot of teams are going over to Counter-Strike instead of Battlefield. I read the other day that Fnatic, which was one of Battlefield 4's best teams ever, they decided to give up on Battlefield 4 basically. And today I'm gonna call out a few things that I think, in my personal opinion, might be why Battlefield 4 is dying. Now the first thing is, for the competitive scene, a single group of guys decide what the rules should be, the gameplay, the rules and whatnot. Now I know this has been done by the most highest of high people that play the game, but think about it this way: you've got two teams of the highest of high Prem players, and you've got 50 teams that's they just want to play the game, that's it. Now these two teams want to tell the 50 teams what to do, so the 50 teams say, you know what, fuck it, we're not going to play anymore. So now you've got two teams battling it out. Why not instead go and say, you've got this division for the Prem guys who make their rules, and you've got this division for the guys who want to play no rules, no hold bars, everybody just go free for all. Why not do such type of things so that more people will be interested in actually joining? Now the reason I'm saying this is there's actually too many classes banned. If you think about it, if you go play Counter-Strike or you go play Call of Duty, you're actually allowed to be playing as a recon. You're allowed to have a sniper rifle on hand. Now why they banned this in Battlefield 4 I do not know, because a Battlefield 4 you can't do a one-shot kill in the chest. You need to do a headshot, or that's it, you need to do two shots. So why this has suddenly been banned, I have no idea. In Counter-Strike the maps are a little bit longer if you think about competitive wise, because Domination isn't very long maps. I mean, everybody will agree, if you're gonna play sniper on Domination, you're gonna have a lot of hard time trying to get that scope to work. So why they've banned the sniper, I've got no idea. And I also think the support class, while it might be a bit of a spray and pray gun, it doesn't have a lot of accuracy. And not only that, but being able to give your team ammo on the go will have your team not scattering for someone's kit to pick up, but instead give another purpose for another player. Now I've been playing Battlefield since the Battlefield 2 days. I've played Battlefield 2, Battlefield Bad Company 2, I played BF3, I played BF4, but I was out of the gaming scene for about a year or so. And when I came back, I noticed things were totally different. Back in the day in BF3 and BF2 and Battlefield Bad Company 2, when you joined the server, it was equal. They would say, okay, you're the first best player, you go that side, second best player that side, third that side, fourth that side. They would split the players up. But when I came back, I immediately noticed you're either in the team with the good players or you are in the team with the bad players. Now I've noticed some servers get to the point where you're actually playing with a bunch of level 100s above, and you're playing against guys that has barely got like level 20s and level 30s. And I've said it straight, I've said straight in one of the servers, when I was in the losing team, I switched to help the losing team, and more of my teammates, my new teammates, left. So one of my teammates remaining asked, why don't you guys switch over? And I said straight, they're boosting their stats, and that's what the Prem players are all about these days. I mean, when I join a server, I try to see who I can play against to try and hire my skill. But it seems like a lot of the Prem players, they go into one squad and they just rep the whole server. They take it over and they don't give a crap what to do. So if you are new to the game, if somebody says, hey, why not try out BF4? You come into the game expecting this awesome game, and then you play against these Prem players who kick your ass over and over and over again, and you can't do shit about it. Why would you want to get into the game in the first place? Now, when I called out the players and said they're stacking their stats, one of the players, and I'm sure he knows exactly who he is, he switched to my team and then started yapping about me not complaining about stacking teams because I don't know why, but the next round he wasn't on my team anymore, which was the losing team, by the way. He was on the other team, and I believe we had 2 guys more even though we were losing the round. And he suddenly said, why am I no longer complaining about stacking teams? Now, I'm sure the team has been stacked for about half a minute, because normally when I notice I switch over as soon as I die. Now, I told him I didn't even notice, and he just kept going on about me. Why am I not switching? I didn't moan the previous round and what. Everybody in the server told him that basically the teams aren't stacked that high. We're a bunch of noobs playing against Brains, and he still went on and on. Now, my last point that I want to make is that for some reason everybody wants to copy other games. Now, in the other day we had a Crucial Cup Amateur Finals match that was being streamed, and not to step on any toes or anything, but Barry actually commented saying, why don't we say you only get one life, or you only get one spawn? It'll make the game more dramatic, kind of like Counter-Strike, where it's not just a run and gun. But in my opinion, a lot of guys commented they wouldn't want that because it's going to be too much like Counter-Strike, and everybody just kept going, yeah, but it's not going to be Counter-Strike. So even though the community was opting and saying it's going to be too much like Counter-Strike, a handful of guys, which by the way are the Prem guys who select the game style, kept saying, yeah, but it's not going to be Counter-Strike, it's going to be Battlefield, just like Counter-Strike. So I said straight, why try to copy a game? Because Battlefield 4 is broken, everybody knows that. It's got net issues, it's got this, it's got that. Why in BF4, when you've got all that problems, you've got Prem teams that just wreck you over and over and over again, you've got no balance in the servers. If you're a beginner, you immediately start playing against higher guys. You've got so many rules in a server that's basically stopping you from what you want to do, and now they want to copy Counter-Strike. Why not just move over to Counter-Strike? And that's a point I made in the stream, that I would move over to Counter-Strike if that was the case. And some of the Prem guys just go, yeah, then move over to Counter-Strike, it's as easy as that. But in my opinion, this handful of guys who are the Prem players, who make the decisions and have an influence on the decisions, they're gonna be the only guys left playing this game. Now, I'm not a bad player and I'm not a good player, I'm kind of in between. I wouldn't say I'm making top 100 in SA or whatever, so don't think I'm trying to boost my self-confidence or whatever. I know I'm not the best player out there, but I know I'm not as bad as some of the guys, and still I'm considered a noob. If I go in a server, I get kicked out of squads and I do this and that and this. Prem guys they know these 10 guys, for example, they've got these 10 guys on their friends list, so they only play with these 10 guys. So if things keep going like they're going at the moment, it's gonna be those 10 guys playing the game. The rest would have been moved over to another game. Now, there's a lot of other games you can play. There's Call of Duty, there's Halo, I don't know if Halo is competitive, there's Counter-Strike, you can play that, you can play Dota. There's so many games options out there. So in my opinion, if the Prem guys keep doing what they're doing at the moment, they're gonna be the only ones playing this game. And I'm pretty sure they will agree that even if they are just a handful of guys, they will get sick and tired of playing the same 2 or 3 teams over and over and over again for the cup. I mean, what's the use of that? You want new teams to come in. So then why change the game so much? I've been back in the community for about 3 or 4 months now, and the rules has changed since I've been here. I mean, the game has been out 2+ years, so shouldn't the rules have been set and solidated to a point where you say, what's the rules, and you can say this is the rules. Now you say, no, for this league is this rule extra, and for this league is this rule extra. So any type of thing that you learn in the game to give you the upper hand, they're taking it out, and in my opinion that's just wrong. You learn stuff for the game to get an upper hand. They're trying to equalize the game, I get that, but put it in this way. What they are trying to do is they want to take out all the tips and tricks, and you can do this and you can do that. So on the end of the day, it's going to be two guys standing with a hand pistol in an open field trying to see who can shoot each other down first. Let's take for example Golmud Railway. You're not allowed to spawn, and we do your spawns on squad mates to get on the flag before the countdown reaches 0. Now that was a tip and trick. I get that it's kind of unfair and unbalanced, but that was a tip and trick that gave you the upper hand. And now they, in the new rules of DJL, they said no, you're not allowed to do this anymore, even though it's been allowed for years. So to come to an end, all I'm gonna say is the Prem guys are ruining the game. They are the reason that the community is falling down. We need balance in our server, and not just balance for this amount of players versus this amount of players. We need actual balance of skill versus skill to even that out, so you know you're playing against a team of the same caliber. I mean, how many times have I played lockers and the other team wrecked us by 80% of their tickets still left? And if I'm new to the game and that keeps happening to me, I'm just gonna be like, this isn't a fun game. So we need our Prem guys to stop trying to make decisions against what the community is asking for. Even though they are the guys playing competitive, I'm sure if they said, okay, we're allowing the recon class, there will at least be 10 players extra. I mean, if you go into a server or go watch YouTube videos, how many Prem guys are there that plays with recon class or play sniper, but they're not playing competitive because the sniper is not allowed in competitive? So Prem players need to stop banning this gun and this gun because they think this is OP and this and this. It's part of the game, leave it like it is. I mean, I read through Counter-Strike's rules before making this video, and they haven't got nearly as much rules. I mean, I think the only gun banned in Counter-Strike was the Xeon. I'm not even sure what that's about. Call of Duty, I didn't see too many bans or whatever. But Battlefield, they say, okay, no, it's easier to say you're allowed to use these 5 guns for assault than saying you're not allowed to use this, not allowed to. And I get that it's unbalanced, but get this point. It's unbalanced for both sides, which balance each other out. If you think the Ace 21 is OP, then play with the Ace 21. Don't go saying, yeah, no, it's OP, so we ban it. That's just how it is. Everybody has a personal preference of how to play a gun. Now, in the stream itself, they asked which guns were allowed, and they went, yeah, this gun and this gun. They mentioned 2 guns in total. I mean, what is a game if you know, yeah, those are the 2 guns used in DJL? I mean, they said the AK and the Ace 23, and they mentioned Jordan uses the M416 sometimes. So that's 3 guns plus the ACWR for the engineer class for those who likes RPGs. Maybe they're playing with the AK-5C. So in a competitive game, that's 5 assault rifles or 5 primary guns. Just 5 guns for a whole game. I mean, how is that? In Counter-Strike you can say this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun. You can keep going saying this gun, but in Battlefield they're like, what guns do you use? And you go, these guns, that's it, just those. No, you're not allowed to use just these guns. So just to cut it all short, Prem players need to stop making so many bullshit rules. And yes, I say it straight, they need to stop making bullshit rules. They need to stop trying to copy the game. Server admins need to get balance into the server to stop chasing new guys away. And yeah, that's about my 5 cents. Now, if you did think that what I'm saying does make a little bit of sense, I'm not saying everything's gonna make sense. There will be some disagreement here and there. If you think a little bit of what I've said made sense, then good for you. If you think what I've said is total bunch of bullshit, it doesn't make any sense, then you're one of those guys who aren't open-minded about making the community big. You're one of those guys who want to make the game as small as possible so you can stay one of the Prem players. Now I know I'm going to be stepping on a few toes, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this probably, but that's my opinion. And yes, I've said it straight. If you've got an open mind and you think about it like I've said it, you will realize this is the problems that's in the game. I mean, the netcode issue is a problem, but it's not such a big problem that it's going to chase the community away. I mean, people have been playing for over 2 years with this game, and then just suddenly they're going away. There is a reason other than netcode issue. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't like it, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to see some of my gameplay. Cheers.